Yo, what is up, guys, and welcome to your AEW All Out 2021 predictions. And man, this show is so fucking stacked, dude. Like this show is gonna be a good show, man. This is gonna be a great pay per view. Um, so we're gonna get into the predictions, but before we do, please, support the channel, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Turn that notification bell, comment down below, and let's get into it. So, the show starts off with a buy-in. This is like the pre-show. And it's a 21 women casino battle royal for a future AEW Women's World Championship match. And who we got so far is Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, Britt, the Bunny, Big Swole, Julia Hart, Conti, Diamante, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet, and 12 other women. So I'm sure there might be a few more surprises in the match. They haven't announced everything yet. But I think I think it's going to be one Joker, and I think that Joker is going to be Ruby Riott, Ruby Soho. I'm predicting Ruby Soho. So but I don't, as of this recording, I'm recording on a Monday night, Sunday going into Monday, and so I'm just gonna predict it right now. Might as well. I would say Nyla Rose, like the way they're booking Nyla Rose on like Dark or Elevation. It's like, oh, Nyla Rose is going after Britt Baker again. But Nyla Rose already had her shot against Britt Baker. So I'm not going with Nyla Rose. And I think it's too early for Thunder Rosa. I think once Thunder Rosa faces Britt Baker, she's going to win the title from Britt Baker. So I'm going to go with, so far, who we got? Conti. I think Conti would be a decent match. I think she's kind of built enough. I'm going to go with Conti. So Conti wins the battle royal. I don't know who else is going to be announced, but I think Ruby Riott, Ruby Soho will be the Joker, the surprise. Okay. Then we have next Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. I think this one is obvious to you guys. Kenny Omega will win the title. Hangman Page is the guy to dethrone Kenny Omega, the belt collector. So I don't know if there'll be any stipulations to this match, but it should be good still. But either way, whatever happens, Kenny Omega wins. Now, they said Andrew Zarian and others, they have said All Out is going to be a good show with a few surprises. Now, one of the few surprises, like I said, Ruby Soho. Then they hinted Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson has been hinted. I think this is one of the matches that he could show up on. It's either this one or another one. So we'll see. I don't. If this, it depends where this one is. If this match is early on, then it's not gonna be Daniel. Daniel Bryan's not showing up. But if it is later, then yeah. So I don't know, but we'll see. Third match, Pac versus Andrade. I'm going to go with Andrade. This pandemic really fucked up Pac's push. But still, during this pandemic, I think Pac still lives in, like, the UK or some shit. And if you were to push Pac, it would be unreliable, man. I mean, we don't know if he'd be able to show up next week or the week after that and shit. And then this is like Andrade's second match in AEW. So, I mean, like, and with a story being told, I think Andrade is going to win, man. And it's going to be a fantastic match, though. So that'll be good. I'm going with Andrade. Andrade for the W. QT Marshall versus Paul Wright. So I guess this was booked as a bathroom break or some shit. I don't know. I was predicting that QT Marshall pulls out, and maybe he pulls out at the pay-per-view, and we get Shaq versus Paul Wight. Big show. I think in some way or form, we're going to get Shaq coming out at All Out. I think he's wanted to do an AEW show during the summer and shit like that. and I think he wants to face Big Show. So, either way, I think we get Shaq in some form. But if it's Paul Wight versus QT Marshall, I'm going with Big Show. I'm going with Paul Wight. So, yeah. Oh, guys. Steel cage match for the World Tag Titles. The Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. So for selfish reasons, I'm gonna go with the Lucha, with the Young Bucks. I think that, you know, I'm going to the Grand Slam show, and I would love to see LAX, Pride and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz win the tag titles against the Young Bucks at Grand Slam in their homes, in New York City. That's their home. I would love to see that. I wouldn't be upset if Lucha Bros won. I love Lucha Bros. I think they're fantastic. I wouldn't be upset if they won. But for selfish reasons, and I think that's where the story can go. The story is, the Lucha Bros can't win with Pac, so they got to get rid of Pac, and all that. So I think the Young Bucks are winning this, and they're gonna start building up PMP for Santana Ortiz for Grand Slam. So this match is gonna be a banger regardless. CM Punk versus Darby Allin. I think this one's pretty obvious, but it's gonna be a fantastic match, and Darby Allin is gonna look like a megastar, bro. $1 million, man. I think I'm going with CM Punk. CM Punk beats Darby Allin. This is Chicago. This is CM Punk's home turf. It's pretty obvious, man. But his first match back. But Darby Allin's gonna look good, man. Singles match: Chris Jericho versus MJF. If Chris Jericho loses, he will retire from wrestling in AEW. I'm gonna go with Chris Jericho. So apparently, MJF is 3-0 against Chris Jericho. So it's not 50-50 booking if Chris Jericho wins here. It's 25% Chris Jericho winning and 75% MJF winning. So, it's not 50-50. And I don't think Chris Jericho's done. I think he wants to do other shit, And everyone, I think, we'd be upset to hear not hear any more of Judas and shit like that. And, MJF is one of the most protected guys in AEW behind, like, Kenny Omega, so he'll be fine. He can afford a loss. Why book this match if Chris Jericho's just going to lose again? It's a great thing for, if MJF makes Jericho retire, but still, so I'm going with Chris Jericho. Dr. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. I think this one's also obvious. Britt Baker's winning, retaining, and I think the person to dethrone her is Thunder Rosa. Yeah, that'll be that. Jon Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima. This one's pretty hard, to be honest. Who can you really predict, I don't know what New Japan Pro Wrestling plans are. I'm gonna go with Moxley, though. This is his home turf and shit like that. He hasn't really been doing anything, so I'm gonna go with Moxley. He's probably gonna prove that he can still go and shit like that without a title and shit like that. And Moxley has a lot to prove, so I'm gonna go with Moxley. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. And then you have Eddie Kingston versus Miro for the TNT title. Now, this match they've been building for like a couple weeks now. And I think this one's pretty obvious too. But, both entertaining guys. Miro is hot as fuck. Eddie Kingston is, obviously great on the mic. And he's still over and shit like that. But it's going to be good, but Miro's going to win the title. He's going to keep the title. So, he's what? He's going to win via the Lord, via God. So, that'll be that, man. Any other matches, I don't know. This is before AEW Dynamite, so I have no fucking idea. So that's it, guys. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy this on this video, and you know the instructions. And I'll see you guys for the next video. Later.